Alright, so I wanted to do a video on credit cards and particularly my updated credit card strategy. This is my wallet, and I have two wallets. And I wanted to show this because when it comes to my wallets, I have one I carry everywhere, and then I have one that I kind of bring sometimes, depending on how big my bag is, but also I don't need everything on here. So let me just show you this one. This one's gonna be my ID. I'm not gonna take it out because I don't want you to steal my identity, but I have my Metro cards here, and you don't need to see that either. It's just Metro card. But my three most used cards at this time are these three. I have one for my Amex, which I use as my it's like my dining card and my groceries, so mostly for food. Honestly, when it comes to this one, is the Amex Rose Gold. It's really the gold, but the Rose Gold, particularly for the version that I'm shining, it is Rose Gold. And then I have the actual X1 card. So this is new because in my old video I did not have this card. This one is actually what I use for pretty much every item that is not necessarily in any other category. So like if it's not travel, it's not food, and yeah, so essentially if it's not food or not travel, then it's going on to this card. What I like about this card is that there's a virtual version, so I can have a different number and I can cancel it like right after a, like let's say a free trial, so I don't get charged. I can use it for that. So that way, if I were to buy something and I don't want them to steal my credit card information, I could just cancel right away after that. So there's many ways I can create digital cards. There's a lot of videos on this card too, so I recommend you to look it up. But this one is not a travel card. I could use it for travel. It's more like a cashback style where you swipe it for your your statement credit kind of thing, and then you get to redeem those points towards it. So I pretty much wanted to use this because the multipliers I see can go up to 4 times, sometimes 10 times. So with the wedding, I thought like there would be a lot on me using on this, and I can redeem it on like Amazon purchases, so that way I can get more bang for my buck. So let's say for example, the tables that I use for the wedding, I can actually redeem it towards that. So this one is really for my everyday purchase. My Amex is really going to be for my food and my groceries, mostly for food though. And when I say food, it's mostly going to be for like Seamless, because I know there's Seamless credit on there. And when I have any Uber Eats credit, actually no, not for Uber Eats. And when I use DoorDash and Uber Eats, I use my Chase. So this Chase one is going to be for DoorDash because I get a DoorDash Dash Pass, and I use it for Uber Eats because honestly Uber Eats actually counts as transportation, so I'd rather use the multiplier for that. And then I have my joint bank account over here. I'm not going to show you it, so but it's like this card here. It is from Chase, so I only recently opened that like last month because we recently started having a joint bank account. So those are honestly my updated credit cards. I do use my Amex Platinum for anything flight related, so it's a really pretty one. I use it for flights, and specifically I always try to volunteer to book flights for other people too, and then they just Venmo request me because I can get points from that. So I only really use this whenever it's like booking flights, so that's why it's not actually always in my actual go-to bag or go-to, what do you call it, card holder. This is the one I have open for in case I do. And then the other cards I hear is my IDs and my dental insurance, my health insurance, my HSA, and then my debit card I use for particularly when it comes to cash. So this one has like no foreign transaction fees or no ATM fees when you use it at an ATM. So I use this for whenever I need cash. I'm probably gonna need it a lot in Japan because I'm gonna need to use it to get cash, and I don't want to use like a debit card and get an ATM fee for that. And then I have this card, which I have a lot of these cards that I don't really use on an everyday basis. So I have my Marriott Bonvoy, which I clearly use for Marriott and only Marriott. I don't use it for anything else. If I were to use Airbnb, I use the Chase. But then for any Marriott ones, I would use this. But for any other hotels as well, I would use it for the Chase. And then there's the Chase Business Preferred Inc. And then there's the Chase Business Unlimited. I actually use these for the GoPuff credit. So if you don't know, the Chase cards actually get GoPuff credit, and that counts all of these three and the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you get GoPuff credit of $10. So I use all three of them for GoPuff, and that's about $40 of credit. So that's what I use to kind of keep these accounts alive. They are I think this one's a $95 annual fee and this one's a $0 annual fee. So I essentially don't really do much with it. This one's a $95 fee, but I get a $95 travel. I mean, it's like a free hotel night certificate, which can easily be over $95 value. So I just keep it as like a keeper card to get that perk and also to get that ecosystem of Marriott points. And if you've seen in my video over here, you probably saw that I use Marriott Bonvoy points for a honeymoon. So definitely check that out. And then the Chase Business Preferred ink, I use it honestly for like WordPress and Zoom. And then the Chase Business Unlimited, I just have it as like just a card to have, honestly. I honestly use these for the welcome bonus, but I also use them just in case. So these are the 3 cards I have that I kind of have only here as like on reserve, but pretty much those are all my cards. Very simple. I've kept it simple, but if you want to check out the full credit card strategy, check it out over here and you'll see it all. But honestly, the 3 cards I mostly use now are my Amex, my X1, and my Chase. And then I have my joint bank account here just in case for any cash that I need to use. But honestly, we mostly use credit cards, and then we move money from the joint bank account to the credit card, and then my own money for my own expenses to the credit card. So really, I've kind of like dialed in on travel because I don't travel as much. If I were to travel, I would pull the Amex one out and the Chase more, but like honestly, nowadays most of the spend is from DoorDash, Uber Eats, Seamless, Instacart, GoPuff, and these are all the Chase card is definitely for Uber Eats and for the DoorDash, and then I have the X1 card for the anything else, and then the Amex Gold, the Amex Rose Gold for food and groceries, and then I have the Platinum for any flights, and I also use it for other stuff as well though. Like for example, they have the Audible credit, which I use, and I have New York Times coming out of that same credit. And then I have the other credit cards that I use mostly for the GoPuff credit. So honestly, I haven't need to go grocery shopping for a lot of this because I have Google, and then I also have these cards I could use GoPuff and Instacart. So DoorDash gives me Instacart credit, so I am able to use them. The one card I have that don't have here is like maybe the Bank of America Travel Rewards card, which is my very first credit card ever, but I don't really use it that much. It's honestly, I've never been used. I should probably use it since I really upgraded to these cards. So people wonder like, why do you have Amex Platinum and Amex Gold and Chase Sapphire Reserve? And honestly, I have a lot of these perks that work together. Like for example, the Amex Platinum, I have it for Addison's global entry, so that way when I go global entry, I'm not the one that's alone there by myself just waiting for him. So for some of these credits, I have them together. Like Amex Platinum, I have the priority pass as well. And I also have the Centuria Lounge, and then the Chase Sapphire Reserve, I do have priority pass as well. But Chase Sapphire Reserve does have the priority pass for restaurants as well. So it's not, Amex is not. I've been able to use them a lot, and I'm going to, I don't know if this is going to work out, but when I go to Orlando with Addison's family, we're going to be going for Disney. I have the priority pass, but like I'm only limited to 2 guests. I'm going to have 3 people with me, so essentially one person's going to be left out. I'm going to see if I could try to use both of the priority passes to get all three of them in with me, because they don't currently have any cards that have priority pass. So that's pretty much all I have. I only carry this one, and I kind of like, depending on what I know I'm gonna get, like I don't really book flights away from home, so I kind of keep this at home, and then all these others are gonna be like, oh, I know I'm gonna go to the dental appointment, so I take my dental insurance if they even need it. Nowadays everything's online. And then I have my health insurance, my HSA is in here as well, and then I actually used to have my Metro cards in here, but nowadays I've been kind of using them all, so there's not any leftovers. These are just the 2 Metro cards I'm left. I get like one every single month. So that's pretty much it for my credit card strategy. It's updated. It's honestly a lot simpler than before, because now I just focus on 3 cards, and then I just have the Chase ones for whenever I have like the GoPuff, but even so, that's like stored in an app, so I don't even use this anymore unless I'm booking flights. So really, this is the one I bring. I actually carry the Chase one around because technically I use it for DoorDash, Uber Eats, and whenever we go for like travel related stuff, but like I don't travel that often on an everyday basis on a whim. So honestly, the Chase is the one I bring in case the Amex is not being taken at a restaurant. So that's kind of the also reason why I have that. So that way, if a lot of places that don't accept Amex, they will at least accept the Chase. And then if they don't accept that, I use the X1, but for the most part, they all take the Chase. So that is my wallet and my credit card strategy. Let me know what you guys think, and definitely check out the video over here if you want to see my honeymoon points booking kind of process, because that's how I was able to do this. A lot of this was through using the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Amex Gold, and the X1 honestly is like a new addition as of last year. I haven't really used it for anything travel related, but mostly for wedding related, because I do need to get cash back for, and the cash back is like, honestly, cash back is not the best way for points, but I do like the points earnage, like you get 3 times, 4 times, and it's better than the other cards. So that's like probably the hot take is like, do you want to use it on cash back related stuff, or do you want to use it on travel? And to be honest, with a lot of what I did, I don't really buy that much outside of it. It's like, oh, I have an Amazon purchase to, I don't know, hang my wreath. So it doesn't really add up to that much. So everything else though does, and that's how we get points for everything else. So thank you so much, everyone. See you guys next time. Bye.